Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be sharing all of my thoughts on these new Charlotte Tilbury Island Glow tanning drops for the face. So if you want to know how to use these, what the effect will be like and how I've been getting on with them, then let's get started. Okay, so these are the new Island Glow Easy Tanning Drops from Charlotte Tilbury. Available in two shades, fair to medium and tanned to deep. They will set you back £38 for 30 mils of product. As per the brand, these are infused with radiance boosting, skin plumping, hydrating skincare ingredients, plus clinically proven tan enhancing molecules for that Ibiza inspired lit from within island glow and feeling. They can be used alone, under or over moisturizer, or mixed with moisturizer, and they are totally adaptable. You can use between 2 and 12 drops, either alone or mixed with another product, to get the desired amount of tan that you would like and for your skin tone. They promise fuss-free, streak-free, buildable, customizable and easy to use for the most natural looking golden goddess glow. The main claims for these drops are that they are easy to use, streak-free and very naturally adapting to your own skin tone. They are transfer-free and rinse-free, so no need to rinse. The colour develops over 8 hours and they last for 4 days. Okay, so I was sent both of the shades of these in PR by Charlotte Tilbury, and the first day when I received them, I took them out into the garden. They hadn't launched yet, and I took some photos for my Instagram, and I didn't really know what they were. I didn't receive any information about these, and the information was not yet available on the website because they hadn't launched. So all I had was literally the instructions to apply 2 to 12 drops and that they were tanning drops. I had no idea really what that meant. I never use fake tan. I am not a professional. I have used self tanning products probably less than 10 times in my whole life, and mostly just on my legs when they're looking a little stark. If I'm wearing a dress in winter, I've never really applied a full body fake tan before, and I've never really used a fake tanning face product. I typically don't tan my face at all. My body gets much deeper, much more tanned in the summer, and then I use something like the Chantecaille anti-aging skin tint or one of the Chanel Le Beige water fresh tint to even up the skin tone on my face to match my body. So I was kind of hoping that's what this was going to do, and I expected to get like an instant color. So I dropped one drop of the deeper shade of these drops onto the back of my hand. And I don't know if you can see it there. I'll show you a bit more of a close-up in the application process, but there was nothing, no color there. I thought I was going to do swatches of these products. I kind of thought that they were going to be along the lines of like the Drunk Elephant bronzy drops, where it was going to be a tint. You know, you'd get color to the skin straight away, but there was nothing. And so I thought, oh, they don't work or they're useless. I don't know what I thought, but I left it on my hand, and then I woke up the next day looking like this and thought, oh right, okay, that's what they do. Whoops. So that was literally one drop of the deeper tan drops. I have been using the lighter shade. Now it does say on Charlotte Tilbury's website that the fair to medium drops are intended for people with cool skin tones, and that the tan to deep is intended for people with warm undertones, which is very interesting because obviously there are people with fair skin who have a warm undertone, and there are people with a deeper skin who have a cool undertone. So I'm not really sure what that was about. I have been using the fair to medium. I have a neutral olive undertone, and that is the one that I find the best to use. I have only ever used 2 drops of the product, and that's the lighter shade, and I have got a really lovely amount of color to the skin that looks very natural. And because I've been testing the product, I've kind of put it on 3 days in a row, and now my face is really quite tanned. Okay, so I don't think I would recommend the deeper shade. I haven't seen, I did try the deeper shade on my hand by accident, and I don't necessarily think there's much of a tone difference there. I think, your natural undertones are going to show through because it doesn't give you coverage. And I think that the deeper ones would be a little scarier to use and a little more risky. So yeah, I would recommend the lighter shade for anyone who's like a fair to medium skin tone and anyone deeper than that, I would use the tanned regardless of undertones, but obviously you decide what you want to do. So as I said, I've been using these for several days now, and I have tried them all different ways. Today, I'm going to show you my favorite way to use these, and then I'm going to give you all of my thoughts. So let's jump into the demo. Okay, so for a start, ignore my eyebrows. I've literally just got back from having them laminated, so they are quite freshly tinted and fluffed up. So try not to be alarmed. So you can probably see my face is looking pretty tanned. Okay, definitely not what I was intending to go for, as much of a tan as this, but I have been using this like every day over the last few days, testing it out. But for me, one day with a couple of drops, and it was a really nice, like, has she just got back from her holidays, but without a big difference between like my body and my face. So I feel like that's the perfect way for me to use this right now. Just that sort of, you know, couple of drops mixed in with something, and you're going to get just the edge taken off of the starkness of my face versus the rest of my body, because even in winter my face is lighter and paler than my body, which can sometimes make you look a little ill if you don't have anything on your skin. So that's what I really like about this. It just gives me a bit more healthy colour to my face when you can see the difference with my bod. In summer, I will, you know, tan to this level with this stuff, and it will then match up with my body, so it won't look like so crazy. But you know, it's all for science. So these do need a good shake. And my favourite way to use this has been to mix it with the Flawless UV Primer from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the perfect way for me to apply this. I love this product. I've raved about it many, many times. I love this for no makeup days. I love this for holiday because it has SPF 50 in it, and it makes a really nice primer with a bit of glow. But on no makeup days, I just feel this gives the skin such a beautiful, flawless, poreless effect. It gives you a lot of glow and life to the skin. It tones down a bit of redness and discoloration and evens everything up without, you know, having to apply makeup, which I really think it just gives the skin such a beautiful, healthy look. So I will use this a lot just on its own on no makeup days. Mixed with a couple of drops of this is just the perfect combination for me. I have mixed these drops with moisturizer. I also have used them on their own, and this is the way that I prefer to use them the most, but they worked all of the different ways. I've tried it on their own. You get a more intense tanning effect mixed with moisturizer or primer or anything else. They work exactly the same way, but you maybe just get a more subtle tan because it's a bit more diluted. So I'm going to show you how I use it today. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of this Flawless UV Primer, and obviously Charlotte Tilbury must agree that this is a great combo because she is selling the drops and the primer as a kit on her website, so obviously she agrees. So I'm going to use the fair medium drops. These are the ones that I've been using. When I first received the two of these, I absentmindedly thought I was going to do swatches. So I whacked some of the deep one on my hand to see if I could swatch, you know, and show you the different colours, but it's invisible. You can't see a difference between the colours. You can't do swatches. So I just sort of rubbed it into my skin thinking, oh, it hasn't worked, or it's so subtle, I can't see it, and that was it. And then like the next day, bearing in mind, I have scrubbed this hand multiple times, and this is, I swatched it on Sunday. This is 3 days later. So you can see how well it lasts, even if you're trying to get it off. So the deep one was definitely a bit too deep for me, and that was literally a couple of drops. And like I said, that has faded quite a bit from where we started. So for me, I think at the moment, especially in winter, the fair to medium drops are where it's at. Now the product says to apply 2 to 12 drops. I would personally not recommend going anywhere near the higher end of those numbers. I mean, you do whatever you feel, but I would highly recommend that the first time start off with like 2 drops, okay? Because I've never used more than 2, and this is where we've got to. So be careful, proceed with caution. Start off at the lower end of those numbers. You can always add more the next time, okay? But wait for it to develop before you decide, is my advice. I have a bit of a strange smell. It smells a little sort of oily with, and not an unpleasant, it's sort of natural oily smell is what I'm going to describe it as. And so on my little palette there, I've got the primer, and I'm going to go boop, 1, boop, 2 drops, literally the minimum amount. And I feel like it's all you need. And with 30 mils in here, 2 drops, you know, and you only need to use it every few days, it's gonna last a long time. So I'm just mixing that together. And then I just apply like I would any base product with my brush. Who knows what I'm gonna look like tomorrow? Seriously, it's gonna be like my face has spent 2 weeks in Florida and the rest of my body got left behind Home Alone style. So I would recommend going all the way down your neck, because again, I don't know if many of us would like a big difference in skin tone between our face and neck. So I would recommend going down the neck as much as possible. And a little, especially when you're mixing it in with a moisturiser, it goes a long way. You really just don't need much at all of this stuff. It's very effective, and I feel like you're really going to get your money's worth. So you can see when you're applying it, there's no like instant colour. I'm getting just the usual sort of finish and tone and everything of the primer. The drops don't change anything, they don't interfere with makeup. They're just going on like a moisturiser or a primer. And there you go, that is done. In sort of 6 hours-ish, you will get like the after that you're seeing now. Not as intense as this because this is like 3 days of application, so it's a lot, okay? The glow that you're seeing on my skin is mostly coming from here. There isn't really much glow or anything like that from these drops. They look a little luminous, but there's really not sort of glitter or shimmer that you can see on the skin. I'm going to end up with an even more tanned hand at this point. So that's it sort of rubbed in to the skin, and you can see you've got a bit of glow, but there's no sparkle or shimmer. It's just that sort of hydrated, glowing finish. And once it's sort of dried down, you'll really just get a little bit of a sort of moisturized effect to the skin. So no sort of real glow or shimmer or sheen or anything like that, like a lot of these products have. So I'll insert a video now. This was filmed yesterday. At the end of the day, I had applied the drops in the morning, and this is how I looked when I got home from the cinema with just the same combo that I did today, the UV Flawless Primer with 2 drops of the lighter shade of these tanning drops in, and this is what my skin was looking like. And this I really loved. I just felt like I looked so much fresher, healthier, less washed out, less ill, with that little bit of colour to the skin. And what really amazed me was that these don't transfer, even like quite quickly after they have been applied and dried down. I rubbed like my face with a tissue yesterday, and there was literally, even though it's sort of sticking to the tissue, so it's still like wet, the combination that I've done today, but there is absolutely zero transfer on the tissue, which I love, because you know what, like fake tan, that's one of my nightmares why I don't use it, because it gets on everything, on your clothes, on your bedding. But not this, it doesn't transfer at all. I have had nothing on my pillow, even though I've really been building it up and using it for several days. That is a big plus for me. Okay, so I finished off the rest of my makeup. Everything goes on top of these drops beautifully. I've put makeup on top of them just on their own, and it really does dry beautifully into the skin. I haven't had any issues going on top with primer or foundation, and I haven't noticed it affecting wear or anything, because it really does absorb into the skin if you're not mixing it with another type of product. Obviously today I mixed it with a priming product anyway, so you know, no issues whatsoever. But I do notice now that I have quite a bit of colour on my face, accidentally, I definitely need to use much less foundation, which is absolutely amazing. I could use a tiny little drop of foundation today and I'm good to go, because it really does help even out your skin tone. You know, my skin tone is not perfectly even after using these, but it's a lot more even. Redness is a lot more hidden, and discoloration is a lot more sort of disguised, because I've got that bit of a tanned glow to my skin already. So I'm using a lot less foundation, and I just love how these look. Mixed with this primer, you know, I went barefaced. I went to the cinema yesterday with just this combo that I applied in the demo. and I felt like my skin looked so good. I really felt like I had half a face of makeup on, even though this is all I had done. I just felt like I looked much more awake, much healthier, had a bit of color to the skin. My skin tone, like redness and discoloration, was much less intense as it usually shows when I've got a bare face, because it really does even everything up just having that little bit of color. So I really like that. I've been really enjoying these. I'm not a fake tanning girl. I never really use products like this. I'm usually using something, you know, that's a more sort of tinted moisturizer skin tint on no makeup or low makeup days, and I've never really used tanning facial products before. They've always been a little bit scary to me, but I think this might be such a perfect product, one for summer, so that on days when I'm not really wearing makeup, I don't have to do anything. I guess that's the benefit to these over something like the Chanel Water Fresh tint or a skin tint, is one, you don't have to apply them every morning. You know, I applied these 2 days ago and I woke up yesterday and was ready to go. Didn't need to apply them, didn't need to do anything, just did my skincare routine. And I was just looking a little bit more put together and a little more evened out without having to actually put any product on my skin, because it lasts for a good few days. And like I said, we've definitely done a wear test on my hand. We're 3 days in, and despite scrubbing and trying to get it off, it's still there. So I've definitely done a good test of how well it holds up for a few days. I think they will also last a very long time, especially if, like me, you're only using a couple of drops at a time. You know, there's a full foundation amount in here, 30 mils, just using 1 or 2 drops every 3 or 4 days. That's going to last you a long time. So I think they are very good value for money and how much longevity you'll get out of your product. All in all, I'm really pleasantly surprised about these. I didn't expect this to be something I would like or use, and it has been a little bit of a learning curve because I am new to these types of products, but I'm really on board now. I really like this. I really like how fresh and healthy and like I've just got back from my holidays it looks, without transferring or being messy, without having to do it every day. And I can already see it's going to be great in summer when I'm trying to just give my face a bit of colour to match up to my body without having to do it every morning, or, you know, if I'm just going on the school run, it's already done. I can do it the night before and have that bit of glow and just match everything up and not look so ill as I usually do, makeup free in summer. So I'm on board. I'm really surprised. I didn't think I would like them, but I really do. I haven't had any issues. They are very easy to apply, even for a fake tanning beginner, amateur. I really love the packaging. It screams summer holidays to me. Very travel friendly as well if you wanted to take this on your holidays, again, as you get a tan, to keep your face matching up if you're trying to keep your face out of the sun like I do. I am really enjoying these. So I have, as always, linked these in the description box down below. At the moment, it is a members exclusive, so you may need to sign in to actually be able to see them. There doesn't need to be a level, you don't need to be a certain level, just as long as you have a loyalty account with Charlotte Tilbury, which I believe you could just start one today. If you haven't got one already, then you will be able to shop them. So hopefully that helps if they haven't been popping up yet for you. I can't see anywhere in the description that it says that these are limited edition, and Charlotte Tilbury do usually state quite clearly in the description if they are. So I don't think they're limited edition, but I also don't think that they are going to be going to retailers anytime soon, because it does say exclusive to Charlotte's app and website. So that might change. They might come to retailers later on, but currently it looks like it's going to be a Charlotte Tilbury website or app exclusive. So there you have it. Those are all of my thoughts on these new tanning drops from Charlotte Tilbury. Please let me know if you've tried these, how you got on with them, and how you're liking them in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I'd love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.